My name's David Goldberg. I run Founders Pledge. I just talked on the last panel, obviously. We help technology entrepreneurs who are growing and scaling commercial businesses actually start to do good through their work and in their lives today, rather than necessarily waiting until you've cashed out. So we help entrepreneurs commit when they're growing a business, from day one almost, to say that when I have success, if I have success, I'm going to give something back to charity. The idea being that most entrepreneurs start businesses because they want to disrupt an industry, because they want to make things easier and better and more seamless. And so rather than waiting, we say, let's do it now. So we launched Founders Pledge 18 months ago. And in that time, we've raised $180 million for charity across now, as of today, more than 600 pledges. Those are entrepreneurs that represent companies worth almost $50 billion. So it's not like just small startups doing it, but some pretty serious companies. And we've seen 18 exits and deployed $15.5 million now. So this is a community of some pretty incredible entrepreneurs. They've started companies like DeepMind, Hampton Creek, Farfetch, Jawbone, Funding Circle, Blipper, Eventbrite, Blockchain, Huddle, Onfido, Skimlinks. I mean, go to our website and you'll see about 600 pledgers who've all started companies that are worth many millions of dollars. And the idea is we're actually expanding into Spain. So we operate in 21 countries currently, and we have some pledgers here as well in Spain as of today, a bit more than just these. But for us, it's about building a community that is borderless, that is about more than just making money and building great products, but it's about the purpose that you bring into the world and into your life. And so Founders Pledge really is the easiest way for an entrepreneur who has very limited time, very limited resource, and very little support to actually signal the commitment that success means something more. So just some of the logistical implications of what Founders Pledge is. It's tax efficient globally. We have a charity here in the UK as well as in Switzerland and in the United States. So that means through the whole of Europe and the whole of North America, every pledge is tax efficient. We operate a 100% model, which means that every penny that we get from a pledge donation goes straight into the field. We don't take anything, and what we do is completely cost-free. And our pledgers have complete control in selecting their charitable recipients. So the idea is that we don't want to take away control from our community. We want to actually empower entrepreneurs to be the best versions of themselves, to support the things that they're most passionate about with as much optionality as possible, and build that commitment into what their business DNA is. So you can support any nonprofit anywhere in the world. We've funded projects in 18 countries now. And you don't need to select the charities today. We encourage optionality, and strategic interventions generally happen much closer to the time when money is being deployed as opposed to when you're actually in the trenches growing and scaling a business. And you can change your mind about those recipients at any point. The nice thing is it takes 5 minutes. We understand that you're pretty busy people trying to scale a business and maybe try to have a personal life as well. And so our call to action is really simple. Join. If you're an entrepreneur, if you're sitting in this room, if you have a business that you think is going to make $1 billion or even more, or maybe even less, you should be joining Founders Pledge. It really is as simple as going to our website and clicking Pledge Now. I'm here for questions. My timer says 11 minutes left, but I talked quickly. So if anyone has any questions, I'm very happy to answer them. Raise your hand if you do. No?
This is a good opportunity. This is the kind of company that in a year or so, we'll see the next freaking unicorn donating and pledging like 200 million to the Founders Pledge.
Yeah, it's probably sooner than next year.
Hopefully, hopefully. There we go. So, any questions, David?
Yeah.
So very quickly, you say basically, I go on on the web page, I sign up.
Yep.
And pledge.
Yep. So you're making a legally binding commitment that when you sell your business, you're going to donate through us to charity at least 2% of your proceeds.
So there's nothing in between. There's no cost, no revenue, no recurring cost. It's just this.
It is.
And when time has come.
It's completely free. So in the interim, I mean, depending upon who you are and the availability that you have, we have a pretty robust event schedule. So we run 15 events per year, and we have a community that's quite tight-knit. So we do dinners every month all over the world based on interesting topics. So last week we had a dinner on factory farming with 35 entrepreneurs. It was a vegan meal, thankfully. We've done them on the refugee crisis, on global poverty, on neglected tropical diseases, on climate change. And we're really trying to start a conversation, which is how can we start to think about the really big problems in a more strategic way? And wearing the hat as both an entrepreneur and a change maker in the process. So we don't want you to divorce making money and doing good. They're deeply intertwined. On the last panel, we talked about whether you should start doing it in your business or wait until you've made it to give back. And so I guess two interesting examples of what that would be is like Warren Buffett, right? He's part of the Gates Giving Pledge. He's committed to give 99% of his wealth away before he dies. That's something like $70 billion. And he decided not to start doing charity until he was much older in life, so something like 65. And then on the opposite end of that, you have Mark Zuckerberg, right? So also pledged to give away 99% of his wealth in his lifetime, and he's doing it right now. So 2 weeks ago, he donated $3 billion. So this is someone who at 32 is doing the same thing that Warren Buffett did, but in half the time. So I guess Mark is one of the good examples of what an entrepreneur who has a global platform can do to make the world better today.
Any more questions?
You're planning any events in Madrid anytime soon?
We had an event 2 nights ago in Madrid. So our community here is now about 25 pledgers. So you know, when we hit closer to 40, we'll start doing regular dinners. Those will be quarterly. So we operate in 21 countries, and if and when you travel and you're part of the Founders Pledge community, you always have a couch or an extra bed, and there's generally always a group of people meeting to talk about making the world better all over the world. Cool. Go to our website, founderspledge.com.
I have a question, just out of curiosity. What was the largest pledge you guys have had, like in one single donation?
Right. So I can't tell you specifically who.
No, I don't.
So the minimum pledge is 2%. The average pledge is just shy of 5%, and the most we've received with one
single transaction
exception is 25%. But we had someone who made a 100% pledge against their carry in one of a very large fund. So this was a pretty balls out decision. But the largest single donation was $6 million.
$6 million.
Yeah.
Wow.
So far.
So far. That's impressive. Well, final question, guys? No?
All right, let's go drink.
David, thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
Big applause.